So guys, I'm going to allow you watch how Rufai and other Arise TV journalists address Wole Soyinka. I mean, this man must be regretting his actions.
What is this thing about Obi? That means there's something, a goal you people see in this Obi. Because this man did not win elections. And after not winning elections, he's gone about conducting himself, doing his charity, but he's still the main point of conversation.
Mm-hmm. You know, the idea really is that the obedience are just young Nigerians that are looking for a new wave of good governance. So they are not just supporters of Peter Obi. They really are supporters of Nigeria.
So Wole Soyinka is from Ogun State, the southwest part of Nigeria. And this is the southwest part of Nigeria, particularly in Lagos State, where we saw an election that was driven largely by, to a very large extent, let me not say largely, but significantly by ethnic slurs and ethnic divisions. And I didn't see him come out to condemn those things in very strong terms.
So guys, it appears Wole Soyinka does not even know that Nigerians are angry. Nigerians are very angry with the government of the day. And this man did not even see reasons to come out to call out this government of the APC to tell them that Nigerians are hungry, Nigerians are in pain, Nigerians are jobless, that Nigerians are not happy with the state of things. Take a look at how Rufai and other Arise TV journalists, addressed Wole Soyinka. He must be regretting his actions. Possibly he must have gone hiding. Take a look.
What is this thing about Obi? That means there's something, a goal you people see in this Obi. Because this man did not win elections. And after not winning elections, he's gone about conducting himself, doing his charity, but he's still the main point of conversation. Mm-hmm. So, kini gan pa Obi yi?
What does that mean?
Kini ni pato ni pa Obi yi? Because this man, he came to visit you. Afterwards, we all know how the visit went into a big hula baloo. I don't want to talk more about that visit because I was very privy to a lot of things that happened in that visit. And I don't want to talk, for the sake of privacy. But afterwards, he went that way. And you keep indicting him as regards to the conduct of obedience, which are young people that have a right to react. What about the people that, did ethnic strife? What about the people that carried Oro in elections in Lagos? Professor Wole Soyinka has not said anything about that. What about people that were beaten? Professor Wole Soyinka has not said anything about. What about people in Ikota that were beaten? All of a sudden, Oro came out because of election. He's not said anything about that. But this thing is always about constantly Obi. And when we ask him to comment about the current president, I don't comment after 1 year. Now it's 1 year. Now he should comment. He will not still comment. So what is this thing really? Kini oro Obi yi ni pato? I'm asking. The same man you went a couple of months, you went to call them Badjue and all sorts of. Yeah. And you think people will not. And when they react to him now,
don't forget that.
You call them fascists and things like that. And this was an election that you only had one side of the story, you were not full privy to.
Yes, but
and there are many things that you should know because Professor Oseni is 90 already. Yeah. But will not stop respecting him for the role he plays. I dove my heart for him because when it was time to stand tall, he stood tall in this country. And I think we have a lot of respect for him, but there are some things we say that would disagree. Yeah. We can respect you, I disagree with you. Yes. So I disagree with him on this.
Yes, I actually, liked those tweets because, May 29, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 1 year in office. I'd love to hear from him as well regarding, we can't wait. May 29th is coming. We hope that he says something about this current administration because it would definitely speak volumes, especially given the fact that he's constantly criticizing the strong opposition.
I'm one to lean towards Rufai saying, what did Peter Obi do? Because remember, he didn't even come second according to INEC. Yeah. He came third. So what you do about the fact that you're just... But let me say that Professor Wole Soyinka is a well-respected elder statesman. His contributions to Nigeria, not just locally, internationally, putting Nigeria on the global map with his writings and other things, is one to be certainly celebrated. However, I think in fairness, in him being fair as an elder statesman, it would be good for him to speak in a way that is objective and across board. Professor Wole Soyinka is from Ogun State, the southwest part of Nigeria. And this is the southwest part of Nigeria, particularly in Lagos State, where we saw an election that was driven largely by, to a very large extent, let me not say largely, but significantly by ethnic slurs and ethnic divisions. And I didn't see him come out to condemn those things in very strong terms, because he ought to be proud of his own heritage, being a Yoruba man himself, and to say, no, we're not going to stand for that. Nigeria cannot survive being divided. Oji, we saw on TV where someone came and talked about Yachukudi. And talked about the fact that, they were going to, if people were told not to come and vote if they looked a certain type of way. I would have expected him to also use the same energy to speak about that. We see vitriol online, not just from the obedient he talks about, but also people who come out to say that, even
people in government.
Just check on YouTube.
They call me Omuale Yoruba.
Just check on YouTube, the comments. It is saddening to see that we've descended to such a level in Nigeria where the only thing we can use as an attack is the way you come from, where you are, your heritage, and that's why we talk about this whole unity in diversity. So I would expect that he should be promoting the unity of the Nigerian people, and that's why I'm glad that he spoke about the Nnamdi Kanu issue. Yes, I thought that brought some balance to that. Yeah. So the obedience, let me not lie, this obedient movement, even though it's couched under the name, calling from Mr. Peter Obi, are young Nigerians who are tired of the way Nigeria is. And so they've come out very strongly to speak against it. And to be honest, for a number of them, they saw something different in Mr. Peter Obi, a new hope, a deviation from the normal. And that's why a lot of people were willing and able to stake their lives, in quote, to support him. So it's not because he forced people or he's acting. In fact, if I would say anything, Mr. Peter Obi has conducted himself very well in the course of this and condemned actions in certain times when it came down to it. So I do believe that he should be fair and should be more in support of promoting
the idea really is that the obedience are just young Nigerians that are looking for a new wave of good governance. So they are not just supporters of Peter Obi. They really are supporters of Nigeria. Wole Soyinka has yet again questioned the leadership potential of Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, stating in a recent interview that he is unfit to govern Nigeria. Soyinka cited the conduct of his supporters, known as the Obedience, during the 2023 election campaign as a disqualifying factor. Let's take a look.
I hope for the sake of the nation that he doesn't express interest in the next election. Because for me as a leader, if there was any proof that he was unfit to lead that country, it's in the conduct which he encouraged among his followers. Because I know for a fact, and I can give you an instance which proved that he was in control of those forces. Simply because when he first came to visit me, I remember the moment when he took out his computers, something, and after he made a statement like, "Oh, don't worry, everything, will be taken care of. You don't have anything to worry about these people." He was talking about the quote-unquote obedience. I remember he took out his computer, his phone, and he tapped, a message, there. And he shot me. I was watching him very closely. I didn't say a thing. And after that, everything seemed to be, to be nice and cozy.
All right. Professor Wole Soyinka, Nobel laureate. The last time he called Peter Obi Bajue, remember that? Well, all right, Reactions will definitely trail this. Let us take this tweet from Distinguished, who wrote, "This was Soyinka in 2024. After almost 8 months of Tinubu, I don't criticize heads of state till after a year. So he went to Aso Rock to give Tinubu 7 points agenda. But he can criticize Peter Obi, who isn't in Aso Rock. These are the elders we should respect." Daniel Rega wrote, "Wole Soyinka is entitled to his opinion about Peter Obi and the Labour Party. But I'm yet to see him criticize the present government or those currently in power, which speaks volumes for someone who's highly respected. His bias is glaring for all to see. With his voice, he can help start serious conversations." I mean, yes, that is true. He, with his voice, definitely can start serious conversations. But that's not the only thing, Wole Soyinka talked about during that interview. He also talked about the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is, has a right to, agitate for a separate nation. For all he knows, he did not bomb anywhere. So, I mean, he also talked about that. I mean, but that's the type of conversations that we are expected to hear from a leader like Wole Soyinka.
One thing has to be said.
Wanting good governors. Well, all right, we'll take another story. Well, let's take reactions. Trailing the federal High Court's ruling in Kano, which ordered the state government not to enforce the Emirate Council Repeal Law 2024, which allowed for the reinstatement of Sanusi Lamido Sanusi as the 16th Emir of Kano. Sanusi was dethroned after falling out with the former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, in 2020. Ganduje at the time enacted a 2019 legislation which balkanized the Kano Emirate into 5 jurisdictions. The Kano State House of Assembly passed the amended Emirate Council Bill on Thursday, which was signed into law by Abba Yusuf, the current governor of Kano. However, in a suit filed by Aminu Baba Dan Angudi, the judge asked the defendants to suspend the repealed bill as it affects all offices and institutions of the Emirate Council created pursuant to the provisions of the Kano State Emirate Council Law 2019. Let's take some tweets. This is from Ben, who wrote, "Which court? Ganduje sacked Sanusi despite the court ruling. Today, Ganduje walks freely and nothing happened to him. The present state of the judiciary is evidence that the Nigerian state has failed." Well, Yahaya wrote, "I personally condemn the reinstatement of Sanusi Lamido as the Emir of Kano State due to these reasons. 1. The Bayeros are the rightful heir to the throne. 2. For the record, no dethroned Emir has ever gotten reinstated. SLS should have let this slide too. 3. Kwankwanso and Abba didn't dethrone Aminu Ado for the sake of Kano people. 4. SLS has too much Western ideologies, which makes him unfit to be a king in Hausa land." Well, Imam wrote, "Governor Abe Kabir Yusuf is scheduled to deliver an appointment letter to the 16th Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, today at 9 a.m. at the Africa House within the premises of Kano Government House." I know that you guys had discussed this story. I thought, it's trending, and I thought I should highlight some of the comments from people around. As, my last Twitter highlighted or alluded, as we speak right now, the governor of Kano State is about to hand in that letter. I know that we discussed it. I only have a minute for you guys. There it is. This is happening right now. I mean, but like the Twitter user said, one of the reasons he was dethroned was because, he's very outspoken, had a lot of, Western ideologies. I don't know what your thoughts are on this really quickly, Ayo, so I take this last story.
What is described as Western ideologies? If it's the emancipation of his people and to introduce education, particularly for girls, is termed as Western ideologies, then bring it on, because what he is focused about is for his people. If there's any man that is very passionate about the development of his people, you have to give it to Mohammed Sanusi II. So in terms of that being Western ideologies, I think that should be taken in context. Also, the fact that he said that, it's never happened before, well, there's always a first time for something. I have to mention that 40 years ago, like you mentioned, Abubakar Rimi had tried to whittle the powers of the Emir of Kano by breaking it down to 5 emirates, and people have said he didn't recover politically from that. The governor has spoken. The courts have spoken. Let's see what will happen at the end of the day. But remember that Ganduje also did not respect the ruling of the court.
So that is going to be flouted, right?
So his history turning full term. But speaking of that,
the court ruling will be flouted too. Right?
Yeah,
it's being flouted right now.
But as regards education and all of that, in my capacity as being part of 1 million teachers, I know how much we have done with him while he was Emir of Kano, even after being Emir of Kano, which is the chair of our advisory board, as regards training teachers and bringing education to that area. And these are things that we're constantly done. And this is for the sake of full disclosure. So if we need to emancipate the minds of people, cannot continue to live in the former years of now.
Well, all right, we'll take our final story. Well, residents of Okwaja community and tell...
He must have regretted what he said about Peter Obi. He must have gone hiding, because this was the peak of, all the things he do say about Peter Obi. This one, obedience did not spare him at all. So, guys, honestly, Wole Soyinka must have regretted what he said. This man must have regretted. This is no longer a time when you think you will just come out and say something. Nigerians are angry. I mean, Nigerians are angry. We all know that the people, the masses, are very angry considering the situation of things, and Wole Soyinka did not even see reasons to come out and tell the government of the day that Nigerians are hungry. Rather, he is there working against Obi, saying Obi is not fit to lead Nigeria because of the kind of follower that he has. Nigerians, who has ever heard it like this? This man cannot even relate to the plight of Nigerians. Does it mean Wole Soyinka does not know that there is no employment in Nigeria? I mean, majority of the youths in Nigeria are unemployed. We have hunger. People are in pain. Nigerians are sick. Some people can't even afford medical attention to be given to them and all that. And this man thought is just coming out to speak against Peter Obi is what Nigerians are keen to hear at such a time like this. So guys, he did not get it. He did not get away with this one. Honestly, he didn't get away with this one. It was bass from all corner. And I'm just hoping that this man will never come out again to make any kind of statement against Peter Obi. Because as it stands now, Nigerians are very angry. Nigerians are angry. They are ready to, deal with anybody who is taking their pain for granted. Because people are in pain. People are in sorrow. People are hungry. And when you cannot see reasons with them and you think they will just, dance to any tone that you play, gone are those days. And that is why Wole Soyinka got what he got in this. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.